All Glory to the Beard is the least serial killer-esque of all the stories on the album.
It's the catchy track, man. It's the one where it doesn't matter what kind of metal you're into, you'll enjoy it.
The idea of the song, the germ was, it came in with me wanting to write something about the beard, Vinay's beard. And that idea mutated into a story which will fit in the album with the other stories. All Glory to the Beard is about the all-knowing beard. It's about this entity, this enigma that lives in the mountains, and people go on pilgrimages to visit said entity, and only a few get to meet him. And the story is about what happens when you meet the beard.
We were in the studio, and I'd just come in and I plugged in my guitar, and I was just playing this riff that was in my head on my way to the jam room, which is the intro riff to All Glory to the Beard.
And it kind of went like this.
And Aditya was like, keep playing that. I think we kept playing the same riff until everyone in the band got annoyed and walked outside for a smoke.
While I was hearing that and I was setting up, the riff started playing on my mind, and kind of I started humming it out, and then we took the time out and we figured it out, and it morphed into what it is now, which is
the next jam, I'd in fact almost forgotten about what that riff was, and Aditya came back, and this time he had the entire song.
that particular intro riff was really melodious. Like it had a tune, it had a hook, it had a awesome. It was just something about it that got you grooving and got you bobbing. And I remember when it was just exactly this motion, my head bobbing up and down. I realized, and yeah, that was the tempo of the song, that was the feel of the song. I think the entire band kind of liked it, and I think the only person who had a problem with it was Baba, and there was just one part which has a kind of a key change which he was not too keen on, but I kind of had to sell it to him, saying that it's something we haven't done before, and it'll add for Sunny to, it'll just give place for Sunny to do something new on his vocals, and it was basically this key change that goes from and I think that's about it. And the song came together pretty fast and kind of got done in a couple of jams, and Sunny took over from there, and then he had his vocals ready.
I think Amitya ambushed us with that song because it came at a time where I think songwriting had just gone through a small lull.
I was going through personally a time where it was not easy to write songs. I don't know for what reason, there was kind of a mental block, and I was just coming out of this phase which I think even the entire band went through, where we were trying to be overly technical and kind of get all whatever we could play into the songs, and ended up with a lot of songs that were actually rejected. I remember thinking through and through that intro of the song, just lock with the guitar and just try and play as fast as you can. But put it in context, don't just play like a mindless fast drummer. For the first time in 3 years, I went out and we traveled, taking a vacation for 2.5, 3 weeks, traveling all over Europe, and finally I went to Amsterdam, where there was this huge bookstore, and I managed to get my hands on two books that I remember. One was The Dirt, and which was a biography of Motley Crue, and the Ozzy Osbourne autobiography, and just going through that and just seeing how they approach songs, or what were the key factors in how they wrote songs, was something that had been playing in my mind earlier, but then just seeing how those hit songs came into being somehow influenced me into writing slightly simpler songs.
Aditya had started getting into a structure of writing songs where he was more important. I mean, he was more concerned with songwriting and how the song flowed out, and it had changed from the previous album. Like there used to be a certain amount of it's got to be aggressive, it's got to be aggressive. But I mean, in this it was more about writing songs. And I remember of all the songs, I think something Aditya said when we were writing this album, it made the most sense to this song and to All Glory to the Beard, which was if you take the distortion off and if you take the heaviness out of it, it's still a good song. I want to write songs like that and not just a good metal song, and he was very particular about that.
It has elements of music that we like very. It's got bits of Swedish death metal, bits of American metal, let's say Kill Switch or Soilwork. It's got bits of that, but it's funneled through the lens of Bhayanak Maut.
I don't think we've ever consciously written music where we've said, okay, this is the 7, then we'll play another 7, then we'll play another 7, then we'll play an 8, then we'll play a 7 again, a 7. In fact, none of us could actually even count the part out right when Aditya played it first. And that happens a lot when you're writing with Aditya. We'd spend a lot of time just on one part, just because the part was off, but it was my job to make it sound groovy and put it into context. And sometimes it comes naturally, you just hear the part and it's instant. Sometimes I had to work really hard. That bridge section was a hard part, and I remember it was all over the place. We slightly cleaned it up and then we counted 7, 7, 7, 8. So, and I don't know how we landed up on that, and that was the only way it started sounding groovy, and then we stuck to that. So that wasn't a conscious decision. That wasn't, I mean, we weren't thinking we want to be Dream Theater here and write an odd time off signature, nothing. It just panned out that way, and that was great. And then the end of the song, and that for me, there are several iconic moments I have on the album. The end of All Glory to the Beard for me is definitely one of them.
The story is about this beard, this all-knowing sentient beard, and the outro to the song is almost like a homage to this creature.
I think this is the only song on the album which has what we call gang vocals.
I love Sanit's way of writing lyrics, and I remember him talking to me about I think it was a Bring Me the Horizon song called Shadow Moses, where there's an entire band singing the chorus together as in unison, and he said that's the kind of voice that I'm looking for at the end of the song, where that group is shouting All Glory to the Beard. And then the fact that we actually did that with some of our best mates in this room when we recorded that vocal touch shout out, that was the best. That felt correct and it felt fantastic.
We played IROC, I think the last IROC that happened, and I think either Vinay or I said something to the effect of let's make this shit happen.
Just before one of the songs start, Sunny looks at the crowd and goes like, come on, let's make this shit happen. I'm pretty sure Sunny obviously meant about a mosh pit or a wall of death.
These guys had put up a video of us playing on stage, and I don't know what happened to the guy who was editing this video. He thought that was the name of the song.
And it was posted up on YouTube saying that this song is Bhayanak Maut, make this shit happen. So before the correction was made, we ended up planning that, okay, a song has to be written called Make This Shit Happen.
When I heard it first, I didn't know it was called All Glory to the Beard. I thought it was Make This Shit Happen. That's what it was always introduced to me as. And I think it's a really apt working title because shit starts happening. I don't know, for me the song is like the hit single of the album. It's like our Get Lucky. I don't think I should say that.